Get off the job boards. Stop scrolling. Hey there, it's Shannon. Stay to the end of the video and I'll tell you why the job boards are the worst place you can be when you're on a job search. Hey, it's Shannon from Shinebright, and we created this channel to share tips and resources and wisdom from coaching thousands of our clients through successful career transitions, up-leveling in their career, and finding more fulfillment in their jobs. So stick around. All right, so here's the thing. First thing that most people do if they are in a job and they're unhappy and they want to make a change is they hop over to a job board, right? Hop on Indeed or LinkedIn and start scrolling away, right? Have you been there? I'm sure. This is kind of what we know to do, right? I'm not happy. What's out there? Who's hiring? What else could I do? And this is how countless stories of our clients have started a job search. And, here's the thing. Before I go much further, I just want to clarify that job boards in of themselves can actually be a really useful tool if you know exactly what you want to do, exactly the company you want to work for, right? This is a great place to go to set a job alert or to keep an eye open for when your company is hiring or for when that specific job position role is open. Set job alerts, visit the job boards once a week. Great. It's one good tool in your job search toolkit. But oftentimes, people end up on job boards when they have no idea what they want to do and they get stuck. They just start scrolling and numbly scrolling day after day. And here's the thing. We live in a time where so many options are available to us. It's incredible, right? Not to age myself too much, but I grew up in a time where, we didn't have the internet. That's not how you found jobs. I can't even remember how we found jobs when I was first graduating college. The newspaper? Craigslist? I don't know. But we now have so many tools and resources to be able to see that there's thousands and so many jobs and roles and companies that exist in our town, in our state, in the country, worldwide, and it is overwhelming. And this is what we hear over and over and over with clients is that they've been on the job boards, they're scrolling, they feel overwhelmed, right? It's either like, I have no idea which of these jobs would be good for me. Would I be good at this? Would I like it? Would they hire me? Is there something out there that I haven't heard of that might be the best job and it would be perfect for me and I just haven't found it, right? It's this idea of just so many options. And options can be great, but they can also keep us frozen and paralyzed. And this is what we see is that people will be unhappy in their job. They'll hop over the job board, start scrolling away, overwhelm sets in, and then paralysis isn't too far behind. All of a sudden they're like, too much, can't do it. I'm just going to stay where I'm at, right? And they get stuck. And this cycle repeats over and over. So get off the job boards. They're actually really not helpful if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling confused, if you don't know what you want. So what do you do instead, right? If we're telling you to get off the job boards, what are you supposed to do if you're stuck and unhappy? Well, first things first is we got to figure out, what do you want? And I think oftentimes a good place to start if you are unsure about what you want is to be looking at where you are currently and maybe where you've been in the past and look at what do you not want, right? What do you hate? What do you not like? What's exhausting or stressful or you just really dread doing? Start a list. Oftentimes knowing what we don't want can be really helpful in figuring out what we do want. So if you kind of start a list of like, here are the 5 things that I really dislike about my job, does that spark any ideas about maybe some things that you would really want or that you would crave more of? So start to think about what you want. If that's not helpful, then maybe start networking. right? And networking, oftentimes people have a very strong idea of what networking is, but networking can be as simple as starting to chat with friends and family, neighbors, first and second cousins, whoever, mailman, and just start letting them know, like, I'm unhappy, I'm thinking about doing something new, but I'm not sure what I want. What do you do? What are some of the things that you like about your career? What are some careers that you think I might be good at? Sometimes the people closest to us have an interesting view or lens on us that we can miss or that we don't see. So that might be a good place to start. Think about anyone you've come across in your life or you've seen out in the world or on the gram or wherever, where you're like, that's so cool. I would love a job like that. I really admire them, or I'm jealous. Envy's a really good clue for something we might be, wanting for ourselves. So, is there anyone that you know or that you've come across or heard of that is doing something that you're really interested in? Could you research that? Could you look into that? Could you get a better sense of what that career involves? Obviously, work with a coach, right? Oftentimes we come into the picture when people have been on those job boards and they're feeling overwhelmed and they're feeling stuck and they don't know where to turn. And sometimes, this is true for all of us, myself included, we can hit inflection points in our life or our career where we've done as much as we can, and sometimes getting some outside perspective that maybe isn't mom and dad or your partner or your best friend can really be helpful in helping us to illuminate our strengths, right? Those things that we uniquely bring to the table. Things help us to connect dots in terms of patterns throughout our life. A coach and what we do with our clients is we really, we kind of start from the beginning. When have you felt happy, confident, proud, engaged, and start to see the dots and connect those dots and see patterns forming. And sometimes that can be when we're stuck and in the middle of our confusion and overwhelm, really hard to do for ourselves. And so bringing on some guidance and some support to walk you through that process to help to get clear and sift through what you don't want, but most importantly, what you do want. So some self-awareness, some researching, right? Maybe start with what are the top 10 companies to work for in my city or my state, or, up and coming companies, or best places to work in the country, or whatever, right? And research these companies. It doesn't mean that you have to do or work for these companies, but it could be a good starting place of just seeing like what's outside of your industry or the job that you've been working in to help to broaden your horizons, right? Also, you can be looking at on LinkedIn, there's so many different types of searches you can do, but you can search people who worked in your role or even worked at your company in your role, and then where they went next. And LinkedIn will give you a list of all the people who've left your company, right, or left your role, and you can see where they went. And that might be just an interesting research project. What have people gone to when they started out in this role? And, see if anything sparks an interest. See if anything piques your curiosity. I think that's such a huge tool to be using in a job search when you are unsure of your next steps. Our intuition, our curiosity holds a lot of clues for us in terms of what might be a good fit, what might engage us, what might energize us. So follow that curiosity. If you're, hear about something or you're researching something and your curiosity peaks, or you get a little scared or nervous, that could be a really good clue for you. Like, ooh, wow, there's something here. Maybe I should be looking into this a little bit further. So once you get the clarity, once you've done some research and you're feeling like, I think this is a direction I want to head in, I'm feeling pretty good about this, and you have a sense of maybe some companies that you want to target, you can then get back on those job boards, set some job alerts, right, for that company or those specific jobs. And once a week, get on there for an hour or two, see what's open, see what's popped up that maybe you missed, that didn't show up in your job alerts. apply, whatnot, keep your pulse on what's happening there. But that's just one tool in the job search strategy toolkit. You do not want to be relying solely on job boards. It turns out that only 2 to 5% of people actually get jobs through applying online or through a job board. Not great. So stay tuned, stick around. We're going to do some videos on what else should be in that job search toolkit. But stay off those job boards. Stop scrolling numbly, right? If you don't know what you want to do, take a step back, do some investigation, have some conversations, research, work with a coach, get clarity on what you want, and then you can go back to a job board and use it as a tool so it's not using you. All right? Best of luck out there. And if you like this video, hit like, add a comment, let us know what you'd like to see more of. And we'd love if you would subscribe to our channel. We drop new videos once a week, so stay with us. All right, take care. Bye-bye.